guys, what's going on? My name is Reflex66. I'm doing a quick guide video for new players on how to get across customs map and pick up some loot along the way to try to make some money. I know it's hard for new players a lot of times to get a good baseline economy going. So this is kind of just a guide. I know there's other routes that you can take along the way, but this is what I use to teach all the new people that I play with. It's a semi-safe route. You might end up getting a little bit of combat, but it avoids some of the more high-trafficked areas. So on that note, we're just going to go ahead and get started. Here's a copy of the map. We're spawning over here in what's the trailer park extract. And we're going to go all the way across this zigzagged, crooked line to get the extract over here. And I'm going to show you where to stop for loot on the way, what to look out for, what to avoid. So let's go ahead and get started. First things first, you see these trailers ahead. There's jackets and coats that you can look through for keys. There's a gym bag up there for some food or water. Watch out for scav spawns along the road. You will get AI spawns. After you loot through here, come up to the bus. On this bus, on the third seat back on the right, spawns Shoreline Resort 310 key. It's got high value loot in that room. So if you ever wanted to check it out, it's right there. From there I double back. I completely avoid that big red building over there. There are a couple of quests that you have to do in there, but people fight over that big red building like it's Fort Knox, and I just don't see the value in it. There's a couple loot boxes in there. It's just not worth it because there's a huge scav spawn in there, as well as players fight for it non-stop. Inside the trunk of this car, as soon as you walk in, there's a med bag. That'll help you out with your early quests for like the Salewa or anything like that. Then you proceed to follow along this wall. You just jump over. You can check the trunks. You can check these little doors on the sides here. But what I do is I run straight down to the end. This trailer down here at the end by the blue car, it has a weapon box and a code in it to search for keys. Again, keys spawn in these coat pockets. They also spawn other smaller items. And you can get random weapons out of this box here. We'll proceed over. Like I said, avoid the big red area. Do not go in there. Go outside the wall. I hug it kind of close so I can hear what's on the other side. But if you get up to here, if you want to, there's an optional thing. If you pop this door, you can come right inside this little blue shack here, this blue building. It's got a med case and filing cabinets. Right back out, make sure to shut the door behind you. Again, avoid that area. It's not Fort Knox. There's nothing in there worth your life. It's just, there's not that much loot. Proceed to go across the train here. Watch your right. People can come out from this little hole here. Go up and over. In this little gray building here, there's another gun box. So another potential chance to find a weapon. You just open the door. Right behind the door, right here on the ground. From here, there's 4 bridges that go across on customs. There's a lower bridge there, an upper bridge here, a far land bridge on the far end here, but I go straight across the middle. A lot of people say this is dangerous and risky for no reason, but honestly, I've never really seen too many people watch this bridge. So if you get all the way across, you can see the bridges on the sides. You always have to go around or over this boat. There's a little glitch here where you can't walk in this little path. But anyways, proceed up to these pipes. And right before this first pipe, there's a loot cache right here. Now I'm only going to open this first one. I'm not going to open all of them. But these caches in the ground provide amazing loot. Sometimes. You're not guaranteed to get something great every time. But these caches, they recently added to the game, have a ton of loot. So from this bush, out of the first pipe, you're going to proceed over towards the second pipe. And in this bush, I believe it's this one right here, there's another cache in the ground right here. So you see the difference in the cache lids. Some of them look like sticks covering up something, and then there's other ones where there's little plastic containers. So you'll leave from there, straight up the hill. This area here is called the RUAF extract. If you spawn on the opposite side of the map and you come this way, you can extract over here. But inside here, there's a gym bag, and then there's a box right over there to check. They could potentially have weapon attachments or weapons. Then you'll come into what is called elbow. It's called elbow because it just makes a 90-degree turn going into the construction area. But always be aware, up top of this building here, there's a sniper scav. If you bring a gun with you, I would recommend taking him out from range if you can, if you have a scope or you feel that you have the aim for it, before you get inside. But then always check this body here. It has a key in it that you need for a quest at some point called the unknown key. What I do just to mess with people, and I don't know I get a lot of hate for this, but I always throw this key on the ground. Just a little bit of a troll. Proceed over to this dumpster. Behind this dumpster, there's a gym bag on the floor. Again, hydration, food, and a lot of random loose items. Now this is probably the most risky part of the whole run, is cutting across construction. I know there's routes around this that you can run through, but I choose to go straight through, using your as much cover as possible. You know, as long as I'm on this side of the truck, I know I can only be hit from this side. This little gap's a little scary. But I go into these propane tanks here, and behind excuse me, behind this propane tank is another gym bag and an ammo box. So additional potential loot. Straight back out. Going through the propane tanks in construction, we get to this blue fence, this hole. Don't fall in the hole. I don't know why this hole is so hard to get out of, but sometimes this pit is just a nightmare to try to get out of. This is where you gotta be careful. Check your sides, run straight across, and get down in this little ravine area. You'll see a pipe run along the opposite side of the road. I try to get parallel with the end of the pipe, and then run straight across. When I come up, I check towards these dorms buildings. Again, these dorms buildings, they're going to be highly trafficked areas. There is some decent loot in there, and the potential to spawn the boss scav, but I don't see the value in it for new players trying to go in there and fight against. That's where your most geared players are going to go. But what I do is I come over to this blue Connex, come in, and get this loot cache. After I'm done with that, turn around, come out, run straight down this wall. This is the bus station parking lot. Inside of this wall, there's a lot of buses. But again, I use this wall basically as cover on one side, so you know the only contact can come from your left here. You get to the end of this wall, right? Go at a 45-degree angle towards those logs here. And just short of them to the left, you can see these sticks covering up something that's another one of the hidden loot caches. So you search that, double back to the wall real quick, run straight along the wall again. Now this one's a little risky to get to because people can be up on the bridge, people can be on the road, but on this far right tire, looks like a hubcap, is another one of those loot caches that you can get into. So from here, straight back this way. I like to get into the woods. It's just more cover. Always be alert of the bridge. There can be contact anywhere through here. So this is kind of another high risk area, but I mean, you have to get through the map. So, all right. So you get along this wall, follow it down, and you'll see these arches along the path. Right next to this arch on the ground, the first arch on the train tracks is another loot cache. So from there, you're going to need to cross the train tracks. I try to avoid where I think the most contact might be. If you come up here, you can see the gas station, another high trafficked area. The scav boss spawns in there, and also there's it's very easy to get sniped inside this parking lot due to the high ground right above it right over here. So I completely avoid that area. I go outside the wall, around the fence, and then I only cross this train track for as long as I have to be up on this hill. Just jump straight over. I'm not even streaming right now, but for some reason I got a follow on my Twitch. It's kind of funny. So get around this fence here, where the chain link fence and the concrete fence get together. There's another loot cache here. So it's valuable loot. Proceed to follow this wall. You look uphill, you see some power lines crossing. That tower is where our next goal is. Watch out for players on this hill. People really like to sit up there. The high ground I was talking about for sniping over to the gas station is right here. It's called rocks, or whatever your teams might call it out. But they like to shoot down at the gas, and they like to sit up here on these rocks. So I try to avoid that area. Go left of the tower, outside of the fence. You'll see these big, long concrete blocks. In between these two is a very large gun box. Potential weapon spawns, attachments, things of that nature. Proceed inside the tower, another gun box here. Go into this trailer. Key spawns right here on the chair, and another medical case. Good for your Slay with task. You'll come out of there, go over to this other trailer, another weapon case up in the back. From this trailer, you're gonna go outside of these barrels, straight over towards this blue fence. You'll get to this bush, and in this bush, there's another loot cache in the ground right here. Proceed to follow it straight down, away from the tower now. You'll run straight towards this outside wall. You'll see some rocks. There's a passage between rocks extract. This bush right here has another loot cache for you. So just crouch in. That's right here. They're not always the easiest to find, but if you search around and you know what you're looking for, your landmarks are these rocks, and go into this bush. Get inside this bush, crouch down, it's right there covered up with some sticks. After that cache, you proceed to follow uphill until you get to additional rocks. This rock cluster here, you're going to follow it to the outside right until you see this awkwardly shaped rock that has a ramp on it. Once you get to this rock, you put your back to the rock, just get over to the right a little bit, you'll see this naked tree. Right at the base of this naked tree is another loot cache. I call it the naked tree because it's missing a lot of branches. It's a landmark, something easy to reference to get to. But right here is another loot cache. Again, these give you any random item in the game. I've seen weapons, I've seen valuable items, I've seen ammo, food, hydration, everything of the sort. From there you go back to the wall, keeping the outside wall of the map on your left. Proceed downhill. On the outside of this blue trash can, past that gate, is another loot cache. Ta-da! More money. Keep moving all the way down. Keep the outside wall on your left, knowing that your only contact could potentially be on your right side. Keep running, running, running. So this area here, you need to pay a little bit of attention because you're getting close to what is called the scav military checkpoint. There could be a sniper scav on top of this little structure to the right, and they added recently in another sniper scav up here. So just kind of be cognizant. If you hear any scav mumbling, make sure to check it out. But down here in this area, pretty much from this blue trailer to the wall is loot. So look for loose items along this path. You'll see, magazines, stocks. Normally it's random what you can spawn here, but it's worth checking into. You come inside the trailer, there's a toolbox in the wall here, a gym bag here, and then you proceed through the hole in the wall. So remember, we're still using the outside wall as cover for one of our flanks. So we're still looking in. Check through the wall, make sure there's no scavs or players here. Loop around, and you're coming all the way to the corner. Still using the outside wall as cover, but you're just coming straight into the corner and looting this cache. There's another hidden value cache right here. From here, we're going to still stick to the outside wall. We're going to run straight down. And then once you get kind of close, you're going to cut right across here. A little shortcut. Underneath these pipes, just on the other side of these pipes here, you're going to come under. And right behind here is another hidden cache. More valuable loot. We're going to pop another one just to see. Alright. Let me go back down under the pipes. This structure right here is your extract. If you're already on full-on loot at this point, just jump in there and leave. But if you just got to get that last little pinch, come on over here. I always find it easier to start at the back of this bush, crouch, and lean forward a little bit. Right here's the loot cache. So from there, Your extract is right in front of you. All you have to do is open this gate and get out. And this is extract. Before I leave, we'll take a look at the map for a second. This area right here, this is the big red building I said to avoid. And then along the path, this is the dorms. We're extracting here. One thing I didn't mention this part of the map is this whole area here is also full of loot. You can go through there. It's not extremely high traffic, but there's a good chance that you'll find contact over there. There is a scav spawn out front here. There's decent loot in there, but by the time, most of the time, if you're running a 2 or 3 man squad, by the time you get all the way across, if you hit all these locations and get to here, you're going to be full on loot. And I understand that a lot of people are going to say, well, you missed this and that. I understand that it's not perfect. This is not a 100% how to customs guide. This is just Reflex's path on how to get through and safely extract and get some money. So I hope this is helpful. If you guys have any questions, comments, rude remarks, leave it down in the comments below. I'll be sure to reply. Thanks. Bye.